My name is Bernardo Merrick and I'll be speaking to you about PTSD. What is PTSD? PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, which is an emotional illness that develops as a result of a terribly frightening, life-threatening, or otherwise highly unsafe experience. PTSD sufferers who experience a traumatic event or events in some way tend to avoid places, people, or other things that remind them of the event, and are exquisitely sensitive to normal life experiences. In World War I, symptoms that were generally considered PTSD were referred to as combat fatigue. Soldiers who developed such symptoms in World War II were said to be suffering from gross stress reaction, and many who fought in Vietnam who had symptoms of what is now called PTSD were assessed as having post-Vietnam syndrome. PTSD has also been called battle fatigue for a long time. Untreated PTSD have devastating far-reaching consequences for sufferers, functioning, and relationships, their family, and for society. Individuals who suffer from this illness are at risk of having more medical problems as well as trouble reproducing. Emotionally, PTSD sufferers may struggle more to achieve as good an outcome from mental health treatment as that of people with other emotional problems. What causes PTSD? Virtually any event that is life-threatening or that severely compromises the emotional well-being of an individual may cause PTSD. Such events often include either experiencing or witnessing severe accident or physical injury, receiving a life-threatening medical diagnosis, being the victim of kidnapping or torture, exposure to combat, or to natural disaster. A disaster, for example, plane crash or terrorist attack, being a victim of rape, mugging, robbery, or assault, enduring physical, sexual, emotional, or other forms of abuse, as well as involvement in civil conflict. What are some of the risk factors and protective factors against PTSD? Issues that tend to put people at higher risk for developing PTSD include increased duration of a traumatic event, higher severity of the trauma experienced, having an emotional condition prior to the event, or having little social support in the form of family or friends. In addition to those risk factors, children and adolescents, females, and people with learning disabilities or violence in the home have a greater risk of developing PTSD after a traumatic event.